Hello, guys. Bryce caught me there just trying to put away my stuff from last night. It seems like I've just seen you. Why is that? Why is that? It feels like we were just together. Everybody hear me okay today? I'm taking a little shot of Starbucks here. My hubby was nice enough to go get me Starbucks this morning to start my day. Although he bought it hours ago and I had to heat it up. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Hello, Mary and Diane and Catherine. Good to see you. Martha G, it's good to see you. Hello, Martha. You're signing in now. Look at you all practiced in getting into the stream. Hey, I'm proud of you. And let's see who else is out there. I know there's more. Annette, did I say hi to Annette? Annette, I'm sorry you had such a headache yesterday, babe. I hope Jordan gets those, but never a visual one like that. That's awful. And did I catch everybody? Let's see. Diane, did I say hi to Diane? I think I did, but in case I didn't, hello, Diane. All right. Hello, Sharma. Good to see you. Well, before we get started on today's cards, let me remind you that this kit for last week, for last Saturday, is out there and available. Brittany put these together yesterday. The kits are so beautiful. Let's go ahead and put them here. A hairbrush out of the picture. These are so pretty. Come in closer. This is Bryce's design from last week. So you have the supplies to make this. Brittany even cut out the circles for you in advance. You have the beautiful cutting die in the kit from last week. You have the beautiful embossing folder from last week. You have the Happy Valentine's Day. You have the ribbon. You have the cards. You have the mirror board. Everything's in your kit, guys. Well, actually, it'll be just a little over $20 because it's in our Valentine's sale. So it was $25.95 and $26.95 is what it should sell for, but it is discounted by 20%, even though it's a brand new kit. So there we go. Hello, Irene. Hi, Roberta. Okay, so we've got this one. Bryce actually contributed to the design of this one. We have this one. Isn't that glorious? Look at that. It's two of our cutting dies combined to make a beautiful wreath. A little bird die is included as well. Really pretty. And the papers. And where in the case of the blue, I took the blue off of their download. So we went ahead and printed those download sheets for you and included them in your kit. Hi, Judith. Hi, Glenn. Good to see everybody. And so you get the blue color palette as well as the pink. Lots of extra papers. You get the ribbons. You get the rhinestones. In this case, the nail heads. You get this really pretty crocheted lace. This is a really rich, beautiful kit. It's just a little over $20. You'll have everything to make these 5 and so many more with your extra download papers, because you can print as many of these as you want. So this Glenn's comment, he said, oh gosh, I was hoping we'd make underwear today since we made a hat on Thursday. You're funny, buddy. your kit's out there to make all 5 of these pretty cards. Again, you can get so many more. I actually printed them in the teal tones. We had a big discussion. Do we want lavender? Do we want teal? Do we want lavender? Do we want teal? And I actually went, when it was all said and done, we went with the teal. So you have everything you need to make these, plus so much more. And you're going to love this kit. It's such a good deal, too. Oh my gosh, it's an amazing deal. I couldn't even believe I did it. Then I put a brand new kit like that right into the sale. But why not? I will say, Brittany said, "Are you sure?" Yep, let her rip. If you haven't checked out our sale, oh my gosh. Did we have fun last night, guys? We had so much fun. Oh my gosh. Just showing products, but we kind of went discount crazy. And all those discounts are still out there. Hi, Mitzi. So the original intent was just to show you some Valentines. And then I had everything in the folder already marked down 20%. That folder's still out there. Maybe Bryce can link that for us. And everything in the folder will discount in your shopping cart by 20%. But then we just kind of went discount crazy on top of that and started marking stuff down. And so you get the discounted price and then you get the 20% on top of it. So really it's kind of some chain discounts. And who doesn't love a good chain discount? You don't see that much anymore, especially in this day of inflation. It's crazy. But we had lots of fun. Hi, Pam. Good to see you, friend. So there we go. Did you guys have fun last night? I had fun. I hope you did. I had a blast, actually. I kept telling Brittany when we were done, oh my gosh, that was really fun. Let's see what we're going to make today. You got me some goodies, even with one eye working. It wasn't going to miss out. Oh, bless your heart. I just heard something fall. I have no idea what. When I need it, I guess I'll figure out what it was. Oh, get me going. We have a lot of fun. Now, because I had Brittany tied up in marking stuff down yesterday, I don't have a brand new kit to work off of, so I don't have copies of some of these materials to use today. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out. Love is in the air. Yeah, it's my time of year. We're going to start out walking through the cards I've already made, talking about how we got here, and then we will make some others. How's that sound? Because we have such a rich kit, you won't believe what all we have to work with. So oh, by the way, I wanted to say I've gotten several thank yous for the chocolate in the boxes. That chocolate, I don't think we marked it, was compliments of Roberta Clark. Hello, Ruth. So when you see the little chocolates included in your boxes, that is compliments of friend Roberta sending little chocolates out to her crafty friends. So sometimes you guys send us stuff and we just tuck it into the boxes, and where it's practical to do so, we try to put a label on them, but of course with the little chocolates that would have been time and cost prohibitive, so we just tucked them in there. But those were compliments of friend Roberta, not from me. They're from Roberta Clark. So thank Roberta for her chocolates. And question, is the Art Deco Creations, Couture Creations, cut foil and embossed nesting dies heart really one die that looks nested, or individual dies that nest? It's individual dies that nest, Mary. Yes, isn't that cool? Yeah, so you can make all those beautiful layered hearts if you want to, or you can use any individual size. Okay, Roberta is a very thoughtful, crafty friend. Let's come in a little bit closer and we'll talk about how we made this one. This is the first of our samples for today. I started out by taking this Dufex image and punching out the pieces and layering them up. Now, this is a really unusual one because you can see, if you look closely, that the frame itself actually has 3 layers. See that? The area behind the little girl has 3 layers. So you take what looks like a finished image and you punch the background out, making 3 different layers for the background. And then we have, you start with the most complete piece as your background, and then I have a question. Was there only different foil deco? Huh? I have a question. Was there only different foil? Rephrase your question, Annette. I didn't catch it. I'm not quite understanding your question. So, I ended up with this completed piece. Now, I'm going to have Brittany actually put 1mm squares in because this ends up being really high. And because it's foil, it's a little bit more delicate than our typical 3D. So this has 2mm. I'm going to have Brittany put either 1 or 1.5mm foam squares in to construct your 3D, because I actually think this would look even better if it just had. Okay. All right. Now go back to the original. Was there only different? There are 2 foiled decos in the sale. There's the teddy bears and the little girl are the only 2 Dufex in the sale, I believe. Yes, there were 2 of them in the sale. I don't know if there's any left, but there were 2 of them in the sale. You will get a sheet of that in here, though, because I had Brittany reserve those for the kit before we did. Actually, there were 3. Well, no, they're not. Never mind. So I put my 3D piece together, and again, I think I'm going to send you smaller foam squares because even though this looks okay from a distance, it would look even better if it was built a little closer. Now, so I put my 3D sheet together. I took a European A6 card. I covered it with silver mirror board. I took a piece of this really pretty, we're using the Paper Boutique paper pads. And I took a piece of this really pretty background paper and I cut that to be 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. Before I put that down, I ran across it with a piece of this pink crocheted lace. So I just put my tape on the back. I wrapped it around my piece of paper, secured the ends, and then I put it onto my foiled background just to add a little extra textural element. It's really nice because it's very tactile when you touch that crocheted lace. It just adds a really interesting touch. Then before I put my image down on my paper, I used some of those vines from Starform. I should be able to tell you the number because I still have the sheet available to use today. And limit myself to what's on this, so we're not adding more than 1 sheet of these to our kit. And this is number, yeah, I gotta read it off here, 1283. And I'm using the transparent glitter silver. And I ran some vines up and around just for another interesting, oops, got the girl upside down. Just for another interesting element, I ran the vines from the two corners. I added my Happy Valentine sticker, then I put my Dufex topper on top, and we were all finished. So there we go. That's this card. So you'll have everything to make that this week's kit. Here's a second one that I did from that sheet. Now this is really fun, I think. And we have some unusual elements in here. I built this the same way. It's off the same topper sheet, this Dufex topper. Isn't that fun? Oh, it's so cute. A little girl with her blue basket of blue flowers. Let me try that again. Her basket of blue flowers. And she's done in pink, and she has some flowers banded in her hair as well. Really pretty. I did a few things to this. This time, I built this up exactly the same way. So then I took a 5x7 card. I covered it with my silver mirror board. I put down a 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 piece of paper on top of there, so I have that nice silver band around my card. Then I took a cutting die that's included in this kit. It's the Always and Forever cutting die. And then I actually made 2 of those in kind of a sepia tone. I made 1 and 2 of those. I glued those 2 together, and then I put that on mirror board, on silver mirror board, and I fussy cut around the edge. You can see that this die is not terrible to cut around. It's actually fairly simple. So I put my sepia frame on mirror board and found that I got a big, beautiful frame die out of this little die. I thought that was pretty clever. I have to admit, I was giggling because that's what I do when I come up with something that I thought was pretty clever. So we combined these two to make that one frame and backed it with mirror board. And then I just felt like, well, hang on. Then I put my topper on top of my mirror board. Before I put my card down, I actually took 3 pieces of material to create this center. I took 2 pieces of it's lace that has one flat side and then one scallop side. I laid those down, and then I took a piece of this pink and I overlapped the 2 pieces of lace, the flat sides, and I joined those together with this piece of pink satin. So I actually have 2 pieces of crocheted lace with a piece of pink satin over the top. And then I took that joined together piece and I wrapped it top to bottom around my card. Now, when you're looking at your card design, one of the things you'll notice is that it's pretty even the way I laid this out on the 8x8 paper. When I trimmed this down to 6 3/4 by 4 3/4, I left the rose border on either side so that I ended up having one of these lacy areas in the middle. That becomes important to the balance of the card. So make sure when you cut this 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 that you leave the border on either side. Now you'll see mine isn't exactly even. It doesn't have to be exactly. But I did want to have this band that I put on here go over the top of one of these lacy areas. Does that make sense what I'm saying? And so I put this down on my paper, then I put my paper to my card, and then I put some vines around the edges, or you can go ahead and put this down. I happen to put this onto this whole frame section that I've created. I put this onto my card with some foam squares so I could actually reach under this a little bit and tuck my vine stickers underneath. So I've got vine stickers tucked underneath this and then coming out in different ways. And then I added this little rose because I thought that it really matched the theme of what we were doing. So I added this little rose, which will be included in your kit. You'll get the little rose with the pearl in the center also. You'll get the vine stickers, you'll get the mirror board, you'll get the cutting die, you'll get the papers, you'll get the silver mirror board, you'll get the 5x7 card, you'll get the Dufex sheet, you'll get the foam squares. Wowzer! So that's my second card that I did out of this kit. Okay, now I'm going to show you a couple really simple designs, and we're probably going to do some more of these simple designs today. Here's one done out of my card kit. This time I've taken a European A6. I've covered my A6 with this rose. See this rosy solid? Isn't that pretty? I took that rosy solid color and I covered my card. Then I cut myself a piece of this rose background paper. It's smaller than this one, but it's like this one. A smaller design, but I cut the rose background paper and I cut that to 3 7/8 by 5 7/8 so it would let that solid color behind there show nicely. I took another piece, you can tell I really liked this. I took a leftover piece of this and I cut a strip that had the 2 rose borders plus the lacy piece in the center. I mounted that on some mirror board and then I cut an 1/8 inch border around it. Then I took another piece of my background paper and I put the 2 strips on top of that background paper to create another border and cut it to an 1/8 inch. And then I went ahead, put it on, and I cut it evenly at the 2 ends. And that's how I got this layered piece in the middle.
All the papers in the kit?
All the papers that I'm showing you are in your kit. This is a really rich kit we're doing today. The papers are by Paper Boutique, and there's 4 different paper pads we used in this, but instead of charging you for all 4, we broke those paper pads up so that we could give you some of each design. So you're getting a really wide assortment of papers at a really, really affordable price because we didn't you don't have to pay for all 4 paper pads. So I took some vines and brought them out from the top, vines and brought them out from the bottom. I took this punch out, and there's a bunch of these punch outs. We'll see them when we look at the paper pack in a few minutes. I took a punch out and I put stickles on my roses. Then I took that punch out and put it on some foam squares and put it in the center, and I love the way this turned out. So there we go. That's this one. When is the kit going on the site? Not till middle of the week because Brittany's gone, but she'll put it up on Thursday. I'm not sure. It probably will be like Paper Boutique Valentine's kit. And you're going to get everything you see in your kit. Once again, you'll get the rose-colored background paper. You'll get these roses sheets. You'll get this lacy sheet here. You'll get the silver mirror board. You'll get the stickers. You'll get the punch outs. The only thing you will not get is the stickles because I don't usually put those in there. I do it once in a while, but you guys tell me that you have stickles from prior kits and from your separate purchases. So I'm not putting stickles in it into this kit. Everything else will be here. So that's number 3 out of this kit. Here's number 4, a little larger kit than you're used to seeing from me. Might have to back up just a little bit because the card's so big, honey. This is super simple to do. So very simple, but I think it's very pretty. I took an A5 card. An A5 is a half sheet card. A5. And that is, let's see, that I should be able to do this. It's 8 1/4 this way, and it's 5 7/8 this direction. I took a piece of gold mirror board this time. I just thought gold would be a fun difference. So I took a piece of gold mirror board this time, and I covered my card. This sheet here is all one piece out of your kit already. All I did was to trim down a sheet that was in the kit. So then I trimmed my sheet to 5 7/8 inch wide by 8 inches long. And I just mounted it on my gold. This heart was already here in the center. So I cut my Always and Forever. This is part of your cutting die set that's in the kit. I took the Always and Forever, put it right in the middle of the frame. I cut that out of a cut-off piece from my gold mirror board. I added 3 pearls. I'll give you the pink pearls too. They're pretty. I think they go especially nicely with this kit. And then I put stickles on the pre-existing design. Simple as simple can be, but I think it's really pretty. So you already have, we're going to design another 1 or 2 here. Well, we're going to design more than 1 or 2, probably 3 or 4, but you already have these 4 cards are already covered in your kit. So you'll get all 4 of all the materials to make these 4, plus a couple more we're going to do together. So this is a really, 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 really pretty one. Okay, so this kit is, again, just to repeat myself, this kit is not yet available, but will be later in the week. So you're going to get all the card sizes we use in our nice heavy 300 GSM paper. And let me show you, I've already talked about this one. You're going to get a sheet of these. So you're going to get, I don't know how many of these yet, probably a third of a sheet of these Happy Valentine's Day. These are from Duty. It's a nice scripted Happy Valentine's. It's DD 2134. So we'll have Valentine's Day stickers. Excuse me that some of this is cut up, but I've already been using it. We are going to give you a sheet of these Love pink foiled punch outs. And these are wonderful. They're wonderful for wedding cards. They're wonderful for anniversaries. They're wonderful for Valentine's Days. So you get a sheet of these in your kit. You're going to get gold mirror board and silver mirror board. Let's look at some of the papers you're going to get. You're going to get some solids. There's quite a few solids in here. I was surprised how many. There's so much beautiful paper in here. I couldn't believe it. That's heavier. I kept trying to separate that. It's just a heavier sheet. You get this beautiful red. You're going to get this one. 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 We may do another one of those A5s with this because I think that's just inherently beautiful. There's something about this sepia tone and Valentine's that just really works. Although I might have to use this one instead. Because I love this one too. You're going to get another solid. You're going to get, you just stick with the large ones to begin with. You're going to get this, and you're going to get this, and you're going to get this. There's more big ones. You're going to get all these papers for sure, no matter what we make, because this is the 4 books that I told you about that we took apart to make your kit so that you wouldn't have to buy the entire book of all of these. It's going to manage the price point. I've obviously generously used this one, but you get this one, this one, this one, this lovely pink, another pink. I think this was one of the full sheets. And let me see if I got all the big pages. Looks like I did. Let me show you the 6x6s. You get some 6x6 sheets. I love this one. Isn't that pretty? This was the full sheet. This is the one I did that background out of. You get some polka dot. You get some tone on tone here. This tone on tone sheet. You get this background sheet. Okay, then you're going to get some 8x8 paper. Some of the 8x8 are the same as the 6x6, just in a little larger size, but we gave you some of each. Look at all these tags. You've got "Let's celebrate us. You will never, or you will forever be my always. Today and always. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Congratulations to you. You are the sun, the moon, and all of the stars. Loved you yesterday. Love you still. Always have, always will." I love that one. You make my heart smile. Every love story is beautiful, but ours is my favorite. Lots more. Really nice, nice, nice. Beautiful. Cutout sentiments. 4 toppers on this one. We can do whatever we want to with. 4 toppers here. Here's some borders. These are not die cut, these are scissor cut. That is no big deal when it comes to these because they're straight lined, of course. Here's a beautiful piece. Look at this one. I love this. Look at these shapes. These are glorious. You see how many cards you're going to be able to make? Holy cow. Look here. 4 more toppers. Here's some. I actually really like this one because while I'm not usually fond of sentiments that say brother, sister, mother, father, I love this one because it allows you to kind of tailor your Valentines to family members. And since we have so many sentiments already, I think this is perfect to add to these cards. So we've got brother, sister, friend, son, daughter, sister-in-law, daughter-in-law, brother-in-law, to the bride and groom, nephew, niece, son-in-law, as well as some other general love sentiments. So I love that you can tailor this. with Valentine's, because we tend to think of Valentine's as going to our loved one, but our Valentine's can go to all the people we love in our life. Polka dots, I love this with these toppers and things, and I truly love this background. Here's some punch out. These are in cardstock weight, so these are punch out toppers here. We've got the I love you. We've got the Happy Valentine's Day. So these are all paper punch outs. Got that beautiful rose background. Here's 3 more of the punch outs. I used the one off of this sheet in the card I showed you, but we've got 3 more. So you will get all of this as well as any additional accessories I end up working into the cards as we work today. So where do we want to start? I think I want to start on something really simple. So I'm going to take one of those big ones because there are a couple really beautiful ones. I love this. I'm going to take this one and we're going to just make a large card to start with. This right here would be spectacular liner paper for one of my cards. I may just keep that out and make a liner for my card. Okay, I need card blank. So let's get that. Now, I don't think, I have not priced this kit yet, but I assure you that for the number of cards you're going to make, it's going to be very affordably priced. It's not going to be $50 or probably even $40. It's going to come in at a very reasonable price for everything you're going to get. Okay, so looking at this sheet, I'm going to use that large card again. This is going to be 5 5/8 wide, or 5 7/8 wide, and 8 1/4 inches long. Hi, Danielle. This is going to be a perfect fit for half of this sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and cover my card directly. I'm not going to put mirror or other colors behind us because to do so, I would have to cut up these really pretty roses in the corner, and I just don't want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and cover my card directly with this pretty paper. I'm using my finger lift tape as usual. I love finger lift tape. You've all heard my spiel about finger lift versus, I just don't get along well with tape runners in general. I'm too hard on them, I think, and I always tend to jam it up. So I found a perfect solution for me with this finger lift tape, which is what I use. Excuse me, finger lift is easier than paper tape in that you don't have to fuss with it. I was just trying to get that lined up straight. You don't have to fuss with it to peel the tape. The tape is an 1/8 of an inch or so wider, or the paper is an 1/8 of an inch or so wider than the tape. And so you can put your finger right underneath there and peel up the paper, which makes it quick and easy to use. It's way more affordable than a tape runner. You get a lot of material on a roll. So You don't have the waste of having big plastic containers to throw into our landfills, which I always like. Okay, there's our covered card. Now, the first thing I see here is I'm going to want something in those corners, because once I cut the other piece off, I'm feeling like those corners are a little naked. Now, I could put a border down this side if I want to. I may actually take some Starform type stickers and use those here. Let me see what I've got in my stash here. Your stickers sometimes may vary a little bit from what I use, because what I use is not always available, and Brittany will choose something that will look the same. One of these days we're going to take the time to make up a file just of the stickers that I have available, but somehow it just never seems to make the top 10 list of things to do while Brittany's with us. Brittany doesn't work every day. She works for the Humane Society 5 days a week, and then she comes here too. Soon it's going to be one. She's going to work one long day a week and take a day off, which, as her aunt, I totally support, because she's been working 7 days a week here forever. And she's gotten to a point where she doesn't have to work 7 days a week anymore. So she's going to work one longer day here and take 1 day a week off. So I'm proud of that decision. So let's see. Oh, that could be nice. I'm going to use one of these, but I think what I'll have Brittany put in your kit is one of those heart borders. Because I think that would be fun. We have those heart borders. I'm going to use a little chain border, but I think I'll have Brittany put a heart border. Yeah, I think there's two reasons why Brittany chose the Humane Society to work for. She absolutely adores animals of all kinds. And so it was a chance to work with animals, but it was also a chance to work for an organization she really believes in. And Brittany is very values driven. Yeah, I think that's going to be a nice touch along the side of our card. She's somebody who, she wants her work to somehow contribute, you know? And so it was important to her to work for an organization she believed in. I'm going to use this other piece of cardstock to create an insert for my card. I'm going to trim this just a little bit because it seems to be just a tad wide. Let's go ahead and insert that inside while we're thinking about it before I can lose it. Gotta have a little swig of Starbucks here. Okay. let's go ahead and put this in. So that's going to be pretty when we open it to have the matching border inside. I am very proud of Brittany Catherine. Not only is Brittany a positively outstanding employee as a niece, she is just a really, really good person. And so, yep, as her auntie, I'm very, very proud of her. I got to decide what we're going to want to do with the inside of this. I'm thinking about what if we put a big lacy bow here. That actually could be pretty on the inside of that. I could do my always and forever and probably still have room to put a bow. Might be fun to put another border inside there. If I turn this frame this way, I'd need to cut the always and forever, take the ampersand and move it down a row, which I can do with this die. That actually might be fun. Do that in gold, huh? Let's try it, shall we? Let's see what happens and see if we like that. I'm thinking that might be fun. Let's see, I know I had a piece of gold that I've already cut out of here. Let's see if I can find that. I know you guys are looking at this die and thinking, this is going to be a real expensive kit between all that paper and including a die in the set. You're not going to believe what I'm going to do with that. You're not going to believe it because I take care of you. I'm going to put my die down here. I might as well get one of these out of the middle if I can. I can do this as long as I tape my dies in place. I can actually use this piece out of the center as opposed to wasting that center piece when I really only want the frame. I'll have to tape those dies down because you do not want to let those dies move around. I either need to use a magnetic shim or I need to tape these down because I've said it before, but I'll say it again. The only thing you can do that's going to hurt these dies is to let them cut at each other. You know, it will bend them and mess them up badly if you the die is going to be part of this kit, Marianne. Yep. And you know that when I include a die in a kit, we're not charging anywhere near the retail price on the die. I got a good deal on these dies, and I'm going to be including this at a very reasonable price. Run this through my Go Power and Emboss machine. The die is from Couture Creations. This is going to be included in your kit. Or it's actually from Ultimate Crafts, but they're the same parent company. It's called Always and Forever. It's actually part of the Magnolia Lane collection. It's called the Magnolia Frame. And I'm including this die in your kit. I like the Couture Creations dies. They have a really good cutting edge to them, and you get great results with little effort. So Let's see what we get here. Punch out any little extras here so we get a really pretty shape. Has a few little innies. Let's see what we think of this. Bob's here in the classroom with us today. He came in to say hi. He's having a little snooze right at the moment, but when he wakes up, I'll have him give you a shout out. I have not tried the foil and embossed dies yet, but I finally got those foiling plates in that I was telling you about from, I think they're from Pink Fresh. Let's see. Let me look at the name. They're from, yeah, Pink Fresh. Well, actually, they'll be coming in this week. I misspoke. They haven't come in yet, but I know that they were shipped. I was thinking of another shipment that we got, but those should be arriving this week. So sometime in the very near future, we'll get that foiling class that I've been promising done. And when we do that, let's try the cut and emboss dies, or the cut and foil dies during that class. I think we could do that. Okay, here's what this looks like inside there. I actually really, really like that, I think. All right. So I got all that done. A couple little pennies stuck in my die. Just dropping the die like that, knocked them all out. I was watching Shark Tank last night. I saw the neatest gadget. They had a broom that also acts as a vacuum. You sweep everything up, and then it vacuums a line. You sweep everything into a line, and then you put the vacuum down, and it acts as a vacuum. I need one of those for my shop. It was a cool gadget. Okay, and take out my always and forever. And let's see how these look. I'm not certain about this design yet, but I'm never certain when I start out a Catherine says, sending love to Bob. I'm his French Valentine. Hi, Kim R. Okay.
It's already on Amazon and eBay.
Is it? I might need to have one of those. Maybe for my birthday, honey. I know it has a cord, and no, it doesn't have a cord. Does it have a cord? No. It has to be yeah. It must be it's got to be battery powered because they didn't show a cord on it. But yeah, Bryce and I have a deal that he doesn't buy me any gifts with cords usually, unless it's a machine I'm asking for. I already bought you a birthday present. It has a cord. You'd never in a million years guess what it is. Okay, I'm going to cut the ampersand away from the word here, which I can do with this die. And that will give me a chance to put it in widthwise into this frame.
Charging cable.
A charging cable. Okay.
A chargeable battery pack and a high-speed charging cable.
Okay. I think that's going to work, guys. That's fun. That's fun in there. Ooh, looky. I think it's going to work, guys. What do you think? I think it's pretty. You know what else would have been pretty with this? I didn't think of it. What else would have been pretty would have been to run a piece of my mirror board down the side. That would have been pretty with this too. In fact, what would be gloriously pretty would be to cut a 1/2-inch piece of Mirri and run down here and then put our sticker on top of it. So we get that etched look. That would be fun. Maybe I'll still do it. I don't know. I might still do that because I just thought of that. That would be really pretty. But I love this. I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Hi, Elsie. How you doing, friend? Okay, I need to have something to hold my glue, or I could just use my Nouveau glue stick. You want to get that out of the turnaround? Get my Nouveau for me. Thank you. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted a scratch pad. Thank you. I'll get my Nouveau glue stick out here. And I'm going to stick up my frame. Always shake that before you use it. Get that adhesive active and moving. Sometimes I ask for craft gifts from Bryce. I ask for for Christmas. I ask for a Cricut, one of the big Cricut presses for making shirts. I wanted to be able to make shirts that have sayings on them and images on them, and I can cut them with my Cricut machine, but that vinyl seems to work, that you cut with a Cricut seems to work better with their actual presses. And Cricut closed most of the smaller retailer accounts a few years ago. We used to sell Cricut, but then they decided they didn't want them sold by small retailers. They only wanted to work with big retailers. So unless you had purchased like $20,000 or $30,000 worth of dies and cartridges and materials in the last year, they closed your account and told you to go elsewhere. So I was one of the go elsewhere people, which was okay really, because they didn't offer us as a small retailer. It's not sticking enough. They didn't offer us the kinds of pricing that they were offering to the big companies either. And as a result, it was really hard to be competitive with what the other retailers were doing. And then they discount stuff on their site and stuff, and we'd be stuck with inventory. And you know the story. You've heard it before. So it didn't break my heart when they closed my account, but that means I can't get my personal stuff, whoops, at any discount either. So I asked Bryce for one for Christmas. It's still not sticking as well as I want. It's a big piece. So sometimes I have to resort to strategy B to get things glued down. I'm going to get my glue bottle here. I'm going to make a pool of glue on my, really, as soon as I can get it on I really have to go through and refill all my glue bottles. My glue bottles are very empty and in need of attention. So I'm going to use strategy B to glue this down. Now I could take my glue bottle and go around all of these loops and all of these areas. That doesn't sound like fun to me. So I have two primary ways that I do it. I either use a Nouveau glue stick to put them down, or, that's interesting, I broke the head off of my pin, or I dip it. Sometimes I dip it. Come on. I really do love our little needle nose glue bottles, but they do require a little bit of maintenance sometimes. And it seems like they always decide when they're going to act up. They decide to do that when I have friends watching. So I'm just going to move some glue back and forth on a scratch paper here and try not to get it too terribly thick in any one spot. And I'm going to dip this. Try and get a little glue on all of the background pieces. And attempt not to get too much glue on me, so I get it on the face or on the face of my die. Yeah, let's put it down, and this time it should stick. There we go. There's my frame on the inside. Now let's do my always. We'll dip that too. I want to go as high as I can in here to allow room for my other lettering. An ampersand. I already got it to Roberta. I'm not sure where he got it, but I don't care. He got it for me. And so I got that for Christmas. That was one of the things. And then we got, actually, I guess maybe didn't I order it? I might have ordered it and told him what he bought. I don't remember where I got it. It might have been Walmart. And then I got a bag for it. And I got a pressing mat for it. So Bryce was very generous. And then he went and bought me some beautiful clothes. I love that. I think that's pretty. That's pretty. I'm going to try what I was talking about a minute ago. I have a piece, a long piece to go there. And that's kind of chewed up. Let me cut a piece off the edge. Like this whole piece is kind of chewed up. I'll get a fresh piece of Mirri. I'm going to cut myself a little 1/2-inch strip. Roughly a 1/2 inch. It doesn't have to be anything specific. I cut myself a little strip. I'm going to remove my sticker. I'll reattach my sticker to the Mirri. I'm going to reattach it to my card. Ooh. Now that's the sound of being tickled how something's turning out. Here we go. Look at this, guys. Ooh, I like that. What do you think? Do I need anything else? I could maybe. These aren't the right kind of flowers, I don't think, to add a flower. I could maybe add a bow. I could put a flower, but it's not the right kind of flower. Let's see what we have here. Do we have a ribbon up there that's kind of rosy rather than pink, honey? I have one that's kind of rosy, like this color. A deeper color. He's going to steal my card for a minute. So what do you guys want to talk about? Okay. Just a couple feet. We'll get it done. I think a bow is going to be good because it needs a little texture. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Yeah, I love it. Okay. If I were a bow maker, where would I be? You guys have heard me say I have half a dozen of them, so when I lose them, I still have one. I have not added any more items. However, today, I intended to do it last night and I was just tired. I didn't do it. I'm going to do a newsletter about the sale. And when I do that, never know, I might do a few more markdowns as I'm posting things to the sale. I don't know that I'll put a lot more stuff there because I think I did a pretty good job of representing our inventory in the sale already. So I don't know if I'll add stuff to the sale. I will say that the 2 items that are sitting out there in Brit's Bargain, I did put the extra 20% on those, so you might look at those. And then I'm going to send you a newsletter that might highlight things we didn't look at. So we'll see if or it'll be worth it to look at the newsletter to see if there might be some things you didn't notice before that I draw attention to, and you might see a few extra markdowns in there. Okay, so I'm going to, and I made a little bow here using 3-4-4-3, just because this was a 1/4 inch ribbon, a little small, and I thought that it might be worthwhile to make it a little bushier. Ooh, I'm gonna like this, I think. I do think I'm gonna like that. Yeah, I like that. So let's trim the tails. This was a 3-4-4-3. I'm using this woven iridescent ribbon. Ribbon might be a little different in your kits, but it'll be just as good a match. It just depends on how much of this Brittany has, because I think we're sold out of this particular ribbon in the store. But sometimes in the kits, Brittany makes a substitution. If she does, she always comes up with something great. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Let's put that on there. All right, let's see. Best glue ever is right here. Let me show you what I'm doing here. I'm going to glue there's a place on the bottom of the card that has a single line kind of joining the pieces together. I'm going to put that bow right there in the center. Isn't that going to be nice? Back up just a little bit so they can see the whole card now, hon, if you would, please. There you go. Isn't that going to be pretty? I like it. It's simple but elegant. It's beautiful. I like it. So let's put some best glue ever on here and let that get drying. Whoa. And once again, it runs. This particular bottle has been challenging in that it either doesn't want to come out or wants to come out in a big glob. Neither one. Neither one of those things do I like. That's what I want. It's just a little stripe there. Well, this might take a little while to dry because I've got quite a bit of best glue on it, but we'll make it work. All right, then we'll make something else. So I'm liking this with the bow on it. This is going to be beautiful. So I'm going to put this over with my cards. I'm going to put this over to dry. I'll put my always and forever in my frame up here. Did you guys catch what I was saying about doubling this frame? It's really pretty doubled too. I'll save my tape and use it again. All right, let's see what else we want to do here. Let's pick out another one. I still have a piece of this really pretty. I love this paper with this sepia on it. So we could do another one of those. That might be fun. Let's see what we've got here that we can use that with. I love this deep rose color. I have a couple sheets of that, so, or maybe just one shade off of that. It's one shade off, I guess, but here's another. I really, really like this. I may make one more big card out of that. I do really like that. Ooh, that's pretty. That's interesting. That's got some interesting potential to it. Ooh, that's beautiful together, isn't it? I'm liking that. Okay, I got to do something with that one. I really kind of want to do something with that one too. Let's see what else we got here. I need to bring in some of these tags somewhere along the line. Let's set this out so I remember to use those. And let's see what else I want to use here. I gotta tell you guys what I did last night. I don't always sleep well. It's like I have a really hard time shutting my brain down sometimes, you know? I'm sure some of you feel that way too. I think it tends to happen to us as we get older, but I was not sleeping well last night. These are beautiful. Look at these two. And I did doze off And when I woke up, the song from Hair was in my mind. Long, beautiful hair shining. You know that one? From the Broadway play. Why it surfaced from the deep recesses of my brain, I have no idea. What a weird thing to wake up to. But I woke up to that song playing in my mind, and then I couldn't remember all the lyrics. So I was wide awake. I grabbed my cell phone and I looked up the lyrics to that song, and there was a link to the song itself. So I went out and watched the YouTube video, or listened to the YouTube video, because all it is just showing the album cover from the Broadway play. And very much enjoyed listening to that song. And then I saw a link under it to Hair, the Minions version. If you haven't seen it, you really have to watch. You really need to listen to the song. It's out there, the Broadway version of the song Hair. Listen to the song and then look up the Minions version. It will crack you up. It's so cute. It's so cute. So, me being the person that I am, I had my daughter on the East Coast. It was 3 a.m. our time, so it was 6 a.m. her time. And I still couldn't help myself but to send her a link, because she has a sense of humor a lot like mine. And I thought, well, when she wakes up, she'll wake up to this revelation from her mother that she needs to look up the song Hair and listen to it. I didn't know if she even was aware of that song. As it turns out, she was. And you can wake up and check this song out. And so I sent her the links to both videos, and she wrote back and said, I'm already up because I'm preparing for a delivery for a new sofa today, which she was really excited about. And she said there's nothing quite like waking up to a half-naked man dancing around with long, beautiful hair and little yellow people watching. Thanks for sharing, Mom. So, yeah. Well, it would probably be really good for me to listen to scripture and music and YouTube. That would be good. I was listening to Hair. Sometimes I'm just crazy. So based on the reaction I got from her sister, I sent the same link to Laura, and I knew she wouldn't look at it till this morning. And I sent her the same link. Lauren is preparing for a job change. She is nearing the end of her bachelor's degree, and she only has just a couple of classes left in her bachelor's degree in accounting. Then she's going on for her CPA, so she's got a few more classes to take for that. And she's been being very actively recruited from recruiters calling her, and she interviewed for a job that she really likes. And so she accepted the job and gave her notice this week. Well, because she's leaving, there's a lot to do, and it's a little stressful around there because you know how it is when you give notice and you're leaving. There's, well, you can't help but the fact that there's a little extra tension in the air. And so I thought, well, that would be a good way to wake up this morning. So both of my girls are entertained with the Broadway version of Hair this morning, and the Minions Hair. So there you go. Hi, Bob. Give a big shout out to all the ladies. Say hello.
Hello.
Louder.
Hi.
Hi, he says. One of them was on here a while ago, said, when I think she signed off since then, she said, well, if I miss him, tell Bob hi from his French Valentine. She's in France. So she said, hi from your French Valentine. And Laura Hernandez says, hi, Bob. And Elsie from Norway is saying hi. And Mary R. is saying hi. And Brenda Pench is saying hi. So your friends all over the country are saying hello to you. Oh. All right. I'm going to cover my card. I'm taking another one of those big European A5. How do I know it's an A5? Because it's one cut bigger than an A6. So it goes this size. The whole big sheet is an A4. When they fold it in half, it becomes an A5. And when they cut this in half, it becomes an A6. Betty Goswell says hi. She sent you a card recently. It was one of the later Christmas cards that just came in. You got a card from Betty. There we go. So we have our card covered. You notice I trimmed off just a tiny bit. Danielle Wilson says, hi, Bob. Okay, this time I'm going to cut this down just a tad so it will fit on top of my, Annette says, oh, Annette says, sorry to take a minute in talking to you, Bob. A delivery man was at the door. But she's saying hello. Okay, I'm going to cut about 1/8 of an inch off of each end here. So this is going to fit my card. So I'm taking my, oh, that's nice. That's nice. Look how pretty that's going to be. Isn't that nice? That's going to be nice. Okay. Now, let's get some tape here. I'll go ahead and tape this down. Is there anything? Do I want to put ribbon on it? I might want to. Let's see what I've got. Would it be fun to put ribbon on it across? It might. It might add something interesting and special there. I think I like that. I'm not sure I like that color. Let's see what else I have. Mary R. says, tell Bob we're glad he came to visit. Ooh, this is a nice color. This is actually a thin ribbon here. And Roberta Clark says, hi, Bob. They got friends all over the country. In fact, all over the world, since we have France and Norway and Canada represented in our group. Sometimes Australia, and sometimes where else? I think that's
Spain.
Oh, Spain. Yeah, we've had a guest from Spain. Oh, Sharma says she's making a surprise for you, Bob. Yeah, sometimes UK. That's true. I didn't say UK. That's crazy. Yeah, I can't miss our friends from UK. All right. So, oh, this is going to be pretty, I think. Why not? Let's do it. I'm going to take little pieces of ribbon and run right along the separation here. Okay, so I'm going to need pieces that are about 7 inches long probably to do this. Will you look, honey, and see if I have any 1/8 inch and light pink up here? It will either be over there. I don't think I have any 1/8 inch on the wall, but maybe I do. Or it will be in one of these ribbon boxes back here. Light pink in an 1/8 inch, a really narrow, super narrow ribbon. I think this would be fun if it had a little 1/8 inch line running through it. Not on that wall. Look, if it's not there, let's look over here in these boxes. Okay, Adeline. Hi, Adeline. We're making cards out of our Valentine's kit today. We're using papers from Paper Boutique. And this is going to be just a really rich, wonderful kit that we're doing because we get lots and lots of paper. So everybody wouldn't have to buy all 4 Paper Boutique pads. We decided to break up the pads and give everybody some of each. Everybody gets the same ones, of course, but everybody gets some of each of the papers from this Paper Boutique set from all 4 books. So you have 6 inch and 8 inch A4 and the card kit from Paper Boutique. So you kind of see some of the ingredients from all of their creations. And
All you've got is the
oh, that's too wide. Okay, well, that's fine. I'll have to find another way. I will maybe use a sticker. A sticker could be fun. Let's see what we can come up with for sticker. And your stickers may be different. I'll say that again, guys, because Brittany will use something that she thinks is a good match and a good.
this color, which kind of matches your gold.
It's a little tiny narrow stuff. I thought I had some in my boxes, but maybe I don't.
Every color but pink.
I keep coming across these stars, and stars are not quite as logical as hearts this time of year, but you never know what you might do.
I have it in darker pink, but not a light.
I already, that's okay, honey. I'll come up with something else. I think I may. I keep getting these stars. I might just have to try these stars because every time I look at something else, I come back to these stars. I don't know why, but they're just attracting my attention. So I'm going to take this star border right here. I'm going to go down the middle of this ribbon. Okay. What happens when I put this pretty little star ribbon? This happens to be a Sticker King sticker. I know we have these in the store, but they will be in your kit if I use them, or something comparable will be. Ooh, I do like that. I like that little touch of gold in there. Do need to make sure I get this straight. And don't be concerned if your sticker doesn't want to stick real tight to your ribbon. Stickers don't always like sticking on fabric, but since we're going to secure this underneath, it's going to be okay. Well, you know, the design on the fly wasn't really intentional, Mary. It just kind of happened because I got behind. But you guys have given me good feedback about these design on the fly classes. So I'll tell you what will make the difference whether I do design on the fly or not is whether you guys still buy the kits. If you buy the kits, then you kind of vote with your dollars sometimes in what I do, because generally the craft alongs sell better than the design on the fly. I don't sell as many kits when I do it this way, but if you guys will still buy the kits, even though we're designing on the fly, then I will do more of these design on the fly classes, because that's really what makes the difference is, you know, if there is a not having a detrimental effect on sales. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate that sometimes it comes down to economics, but sometimes it comes down to economics. So if you guys will still get the kits, I will still do the design on the fly. Okay. I actually, you know, in some ways, even though the kits, if we could get to a point where the kits sold just as well one way or the other, in some ways, it is more economical because I don't have to, you know, I'm not making two of everything. I'm making the one for class, and then we make the kits up based on that. So you guys are saying you like the design on the fly. I'm glad you do. I used to be afraid to do it, to tell you the truth, but I've done it so much lately that I really don't mind at all anymore. So I'm glad you guys like it. I also know that some of you really like the craft along, so I'm going to try and do both for you. Okay? I'll try and do both, and I will get ahead again someday soon. What do you think, guys? Aren't these going to turn out pretty? I'm just using a little piece of pink ribbon, and then I'm putting this border over the top of it. And I'm really liking the way this is working out. My stickers aren't necessarily wanting to stick tight, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and run my tape over the top here so that I can secure these stickers down. This is just my piece for putting this down to the face of my card. It's my tape flag piece. And once I get this, the stickers are going to be secured in place because the tape will be over the ends of them. There's a lot you can do. You know, sometimes people are reluctant to use a pre-done design because, you know, they feel like it's not their creation. But there's a lot you can do with pre-done designs to make them absolutely your own. Oops, this was supposed to be a tape flag piece, and I just peeled it off while I was chatting, but that's okay. Let's see if I can put it down straight. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right. So there we go. There's that one. Look what that did for that by putting that little piece of gold there. Isn't that fun? I like that. Now we're going to put this here. And I think I have plenty of this to tie a bow in this too. Let's see if we even want a bow though. I am looking at this thinking it would be really nice if this were sitting on a gold disc. Brittany had my round circle dies over there with the teal machine behind her desk. Could you get my circle dies back, please? Well, one thing about it, it's a little slower when I design on the fly because I have to decide what to do. But if that process of thinking through ideas is giving you guys additional ideas to use on your own cards, I do like that too. Because I love designing for you. Maybe she put it, maybe she brought them back. Oh, look at there. I'm sorry. She brought them back and I didn't see it. Because the greatest compliment to a teacher of any kind, and I think the teachers in our group could testify to that, the greatest compliment to a teacher of any kind is to see you guys fly solo. Not to say that there's anything wrong with following my designs. That's crazy. No, that's not at all what I mean. But having you develop the confidence to fly solo and just take off and do your own thing is really, really cool too. No, you're not stealing my ideas. I'm giving them to you. And I am trying to inspire you. So you never have to feel like you're stealing my ideas. You're not. We're crafting along together, and there's nothing wrong with using ideas. But if you feel like you can take off and do your own thing as a result of just being inspired to do stuff, that's very cool too. There's nothing wrong with copying and sharing either. Nothing I'm doing here is copyrighted. It's all for your benefit. And I do it so you can use the designs or you can use the idea and take off and do your own thing too. Both are great for me. Pick these dies up so I don't lose them in my mess. This is a gloriously wonderful set of circle dies. I think I still have one or two of these in the store. They're not cheap. I think they're $36, but look at all the sizes of circles you get in that. And I've been using this for years and years and years, and I totally love it. And every once in a while, they come out with a new set of circle dies. They kind of re-release them under a different number, but it's exactly the same. So oh, now look. I do love it when a plan comes together. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Just by putting that gold mat behind there, this just took on a whole new life. That's gorgeous. Let's see. I think I'll use a little tape. These tend to stick better to tape than they do to glue. I do glue on mirror boards sometimes because sometimes you just don't really have an option. Like in that card that I did in the samples today, where I put the sepia frame on top of the gold, top of the silver mat. Sometimes you just don't have a lot of choice. But when that happens, I just make sure I adhere enough glue to keep it there. But tape really sticks better to mirror board than glue does, because mirror board is not porous, of course. Oh, and I have another idea for this now. I love it. It's fun. Okay, let's see. How am I doing for time, honey?
3:40.
Oh, 3:40. Okay. Alrighty. Oops, left the cap off my glue bottle. Let's resolve that. Okay, let's see. I should probably put this down with some foam squares first. Then I'm going to get after it with some stickles. Let's see about a sentiment here too. With love, my love is yours. Oh, I kind of like that with all my love. My love's forever yours. I love you. Because I share my life with you, my heart is filled with happiness. That's beautiful. For a very special person in my life. I like that because that could go to anybody I wanted to send it to. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm going with that. That looks nice there. I could even maybe come down here, but I might put it there. But I do like that. That's pretty. Then maybe I don't need a bow since I've already used the ribbon up there. Okay, let's see. Foam squares. Yay, Roberta! That's a compliment because you are a class act crafter to begin with. So if I've helped inspire your confidence, then that's really saying something. Roberta is a very experienced paper crafter who challenges me to spread my wings and try new things. Don't you, Roberta? You're always sending me ideas for things. So we all help each other. That's what we do. That's the beauty of having a crafting group, you know? You get to develop new friends with similar interests, but you also help each other, which is a beautiful thing. Share ideas, share creativity. It's wonderful. Boy, I'm liking this. This is just going to be beautiful. You know, it's one thing to sit out here and kind of revel and tee-hee about things coming together that are fun. It's kind of crazy when I'm out here all by myself and I'm doing that. It's great to do it with friends because, you know, you interact with your friends and you do little funny things. But when you're sitting out here all by yourself in the middle of the night and tee-heeing, it feels kind of funny. Ooh, I like that. Okay, I'm going to grab some gold stickles, and then I want some diamond, or this will work nicely. This is stardust. I'm going to put my stardust on the roses, and I'm just going to outline my roses. The other thing you guys have begun to do, which I really, really love, is sharing your ideas here and on Facebook, you know, where you've either made up the things that we were doing in class or taken a kit and kind of done your own thing with it. I love that you share your finished products with others through the Facebook page, and I thank you for doing that. That's a great thing when you do that. Oh, that's pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty on there. Okay. And all right. Now I'm going to take the gold And I'm going to lightly outline this heart, this pink heart here. Let's see if we can kind of make that heart pop inside the design. I want to show you what just happened when I did this. Look at the side that has that versus the side that doesn't. Can you believe the difference? See that? Wow, that's beautiful. So I'm going to take this gold and go on around. This would also be pretty to outline this with one of the pinks and the stickles. I don't know if if Brittany put in the restock yet or not. I think they just arrived. But, oh, that's beautiful. We have a restock of stickles coming. There's our finished card, guys. How beautiful is that? Look what we did. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh, I like that. I'm so glad. Isn't it, that's the beautiful thing about making cards is that it gives you joy to make them, and then it gives you joy again when you give them away. Isn't that something?
What size is this card?
This card is an A5. A5. It's a half sheet card. It's a little larger than the most of the ones we make, but it works beautifully with this paper pack. So I'm including some of these A5s. We're going to get you guys to stretch your horizons just a little bit. Wowzer, I like this card we just did. You know what I realized just now that I forgot to do? I forgot to put the stickles on these roses on the last ones we did. So I'm going to do that real quick because I think that would be fun to have some stickles on here. So let's put a little on these flowers here too, because it just really adds something, get that glitter going in there. After all, it's Valentine's Day. It needs glitter and glam. I think Valentine's Day, I think a little glitter's good all year long, really. I mean, personally, you can't go wrong with a little glitter, but especially whether it's for a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. A little bit of glitter on Valentine's cards is a good thing. And I'm using a real light hand. I'm not globbing anything on. I'm just really lightly kind of outlining some of the major lines in the flowers. I'm not being real precise. I don't have to be real precise. I'm just lightly, I'm very lightly squeezing the bottle and I'm moving quickly to avoid any accumulation of glitter. I'm just moving along. I can always go back and put another line on if it skips on me and I don't get some somewhere, but it's pretty hard to take it off. So keep a light hand, just squeeze the bottle ever so lightly and then move quickly. It doesn't have to be precise. It's sometimes better if it's not. Put a little on my rosebuds too. Why not? You can get that little extra bit of glimmer to those. Of course, you know what I just did. I put stickles on here. Now it's going to be harder to put my bow on. But I'm going to do it anyway just because I want you to see the finished result. My bow is finished. And since the bow kind of spreads out over the top of that. There we go. Doesn't that add a little something extra? You could even do the ones in the corners if you wanted to, but there's our one with the bow. Okay, so let's put that away. Let's do one more card, and then I think we're going to be done, even though we have just such a wealth of material left. There's so much here. There's just so much here. It's so beautiful. I loved putting this in the middle of that square, though. That was just really fun. This is pretty. Maybe we should use this. I really like that. Oh, there's so many beautiful pieces here. It's like, how do you choose? I do like that a lot. I'm gonna do just one more, so let's make it a stunner. I think we'll use some of this. Look at these beautiful things we have left. I mean, you could make 20 more cards out of this. More than that, probably. This wants to go this direction. Okay, let's give this a shot. I'm going to cut this out. These are really easy cutting, even though they're cutouts on some of these. Some are punched out in heavier paper. Some are cutouts. The cutouts are very, very easy to do because they are all straight edges. Point out something here. I would trim this one a little bit because one side's a little wider than the other on the printed sheet. But if I do that, I'm going to cut part of my circle off. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is. It's hard to choose because I really, really love this one too. I love this one on the words. It's beautiful. So which one do I want to do? Maybe I haven't done anything like this one. I do really like that. I don't know what I'm going to do to it because it's really pretty just the way it is. What might be fun with this one would be to cut out these little hearts and then replicate their pattern, because I have both these backgrounds, but put some satin ribbon in under here. That would be pretty. When does the romance love sale end? Well, I'm not sure yet, Mary. I think I will leave it up for at least a week from the time that we put it up, which was officially yesterday. So I'll leave it up at least a week. That will be Brit's bargain for the coming week too. And I'm going to get that newsletter done with more profiles of some of those products that are out there. I need a DL card. You find me a DL? One of the things about crafting on the fly is I don't necessarily have everything at my fingertips that I think I need, but I think this should be a DL card, don't you guys? And then I think maybe we will replicate their pattern. I kind of like the idea of doing that. I think that would be fun. Let's see what we have in a background similar to this with the X's and O's. I think we have something similar here. I know we have something brown. Sepia. Oh, there it is. Oops, that's not big enough. Keep looking. Not finding a DL. It should be in the card blanks. Sorry, but that was an obvious statement, wasn't it? Should be with the card blanks. If it's not over here, try Brittany's drawers and the next set over. Oh, you tried Brittany's?
Yeah.
I might have to change my mind. But we can change. We're pretty flexible. I might be able to use that for what I'm doing instead of. Well, let me just redesign here. Maybe we'll use a 5x7 or if you hand me an 8. Yeah, that's it. That'll do it. I would have sworn there was a one that had X's and O's that was. Thank you. I'm going to use one of the cards that are called Talls in the store. They're from, I believe they're from Anita's, and it's fine. I need to check the dimensions because I think it may be just a bit longer than a DL. Well, if I'm going to change designs here and go with a shorter, no, I don't have to go with a shorter one because he found it. But where is that? I might have to change designs anyway because I'm not finding a tall sheet. Oh, that should work though. Yeah. Okay. Listen to me talk to myself. Okay. So we have a tall card. Let's see what this measures. Use this instead of my 6-inch ruler because this is longer. Open this up and see how long this is. All right. Yeah, see, this is 8.5. I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to 8. And then it's also 4 1/4. And I want to make more of a DL card. So I'm going to cut this to 4x8. Nothing wrong with that. I can just trim down a different style. Okay. Like that. Now, I'm going to what I'm going to do here, guys, is kind of replicate. I mean, I don't have to. I could use their pattern. But what I really want to do is I want to put some satin behind those because I think that would be really pretty. And in order to do that, I'm going to kind of redo this and replicate it. So I'm going to take this piece. Let's see if that's the same color. I think that's pretty much the same color. That's a good color. Okay, I'm going to take and cover this now created. I remember, I've always talked to myself. I always have. Margie didn't used to talk to herself. She used to say that she's always thought it was a little crazy to talk to yourself, but she's been crafting with me for a couple years now, and I hear her talking to herself all the time. It's not like we're talking to each other. We're each talking to ourselves across the table. It's kind of funny if you ask the other one what they said. Half the time we don't even know. Because we were busy doing something and, talking about it. I also talk to my stapler, my trimmer, my die cutter. Oh. I could, but I'm not a big X-Acto knife person, Roberta. I'm not accurate with an X-Acto knife. I'm great with a trimmer. So I'm just going to cut out my little boxes and replicate their design. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to add satin to mine. I hear a lot of you saying you do that. Thank you. I don't know how much you do that, how much you're just placating me, but either way, it's good with me. Okay, I'm going to cut this piece. I always use the same borders, but I'm actually thinking about making no, because it might not fit lengthwise. Let's just go ahead and cut this to my 3 3/4. This is my little XO paper. This is the 8-inch sheet. And then I can pop that right on there, but I actually still think maybe I want just a little bit wider borders. Let's see if maybe I do. Because, do I? I don't know. I think maybe I'll give it just a little bit extra wide. Why? I don't know. It just feels right. Okay, gonna give it a little extra border there. Like that. Ooh, I like that. Okay, let's put this down on there. When I was 17, my mom walked in the middle of the night and stood there and listened to me. I was carrying out a full conversation in my sleep. I don't know if I still talk in my sleep at all now, do I, honey? Do I talk in my sleep now? Not too, he says not too much now. But I was having a very animated conversation with somebody over something in the middle of the night. She thought maybe somebody was there, so she got up and came in. We had a pretty big house, so I had to really be being noisy for her to hear me. She came in to check it out and see what was going on. Who I could be talking to at that hour. She can't talk, though. I've told her the story before about waking up with a bloody nose, going in and waking up my mom, because it kind of scared me because I couldn't stop it. I went in and woke up my mom to come in and help me. She got out of bed, followed me right into the bathroom, and passed out cold. I had to carry her back to bed and then take care of myself. The next morning, she said, I had the strangest dream. Nope, Mom, you weren't dreaming. That happened. She said, well, how'd I get back to bed? I took you. Oh. I'm going to make this next strip, I think I'm going to make it like 2.5 inches wide, so I can replicate those wider borders that I had there. Because my card is going to be wider, I think it serves me to make these borders a little wider. This is going to be fun and interesting card design. We'll see what we end up with. I'm going to cut another piece of this. That was 2.5. I'm going to cut this to, let's try 2 1/4. May trim something up more, may not. I like that. It's going to have lots of layers. That's okay. Lots of layers can be good. All right. The time has come, the walrus said, to speak of many things. Okay, let's glue this down. Oh no, Betty Gosel said she used to walk in her sleep and even leave the house. Ah! Martha G said, famous person said, I talk to myself because I hear a brilliant woman talk. Well, there you go. That must be it. Martha, I like that. When my family gives me a hard time, I tell them it's the only intelligent conversation I get. That usually stops it.
Yeah, we just say it's the only person I'll listen.
Bryce says I do it because I'm the only person who will listen to me ramble. Oh, goodness. Do you see what I put up with, guys? Do you see? Do you see now how tough I've got it? Oh, he's being particularly feisty today. Elsie liked that one, Bryce. When you talk as much as I do, I guess you have to learn to expect that. Brenda said, that was an ouch, Debbie. Yeah, it's still burning. Oops, I got a silver hair in my project. Wherever did that come from? Bryce? It's
Sure.
not. Bryce's hair is all of about 1/4 of an inch long. I don't think it came from him. Bob, was it you? Did you sneak over here and drop a hair in my project? Okay, next. I'm up to that satin ribbon I wanted to use. Look at this pretty satin I have for this project. This is great. Okay, I'm going to use satin ribbon, and I'm going to use yet another piece of this. My ribbon, I think I'll just eyeball this one, guys. I think I'll take a piece of satin ribbon. I'll put some tape on the back. Well, maybe I better not eyeball it because that's a long straight cut to make, isn't it? So how wide is this ribbon? This is 3/8. So I want my strip that this ribbon goes on to probably be about 5/8. I don't know if I can cut a strip that narrow on my cutter. Let's try. This might not be big enough. If it's not, I'll cut another one. No, I think it's just right. Looky there. Okay. About 5/8 wide. Go to the back of my ribbon. Find some of my skinny hunky-dory tape. Oh my gosh. I like that story, Annette. I think I told you guys about Brandon that stayed with us. He lived with us for what, about 6 months, Bryce? About 6 months. Friend of Jordan's who was having some trouble at home and showed up at the door at 2 in the morning one time. Actually, Brandon has joined us on our chat once or twice. Anyway, Brandon lived with us for a while, and he sleepwalks and sleep talks, and it's amazing. One night, I was working in the living room late at night. He had fallen asleep on the sofa, and he got up. His eyes were open. He got up, and he got on his knees on the sofa and looked over the back of the sofa And I think he even patted around back there. And then he had this exasperated look on his face. Oops, I forgot to trim this down before I put my ribbon on. Guess I'll have to do that. Then wrap my ribbon. Anyway, he had this exasperated look on his face. And now that I've done, oh wait, this can go this way. Had an exasperated look on his face, and then he laid back down on the sofa and went back to sleep. I have no idea what that was about, what he was dreaming about, but later he woke up and I said, "What were you doing earlier?" And he said, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "When you got up and looked over the back of the sofa." He said, "I didn't do that." I said, "Yes, you did, Brandon. I was sitting right here. I watched you. You looked over the back of the sofa and then you had this exasperated sigh and you laid back down and went back to sleep." He said, "I did not do that, Mrs. Hamilton." I said, "You did, really?" He said, "You're going to have to tape it next time it happens because I don't believe it." And I did catch him talking and taped that for him. And finally, he acknowledged that, yes, he'd been known to walk in his sleep and talk in his sleep before. But it was crazy. Good night, Elsie. Thanks for stopping by to visit with us, friend. We always enjoy your company. Okay. Thank you, Betty. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up. Please do that. That will help make me happy, and I love that. I always look to see how many thumbs up we have versus how many people were in class. So if you're in class and you're enjoying yourself, please give the thumbs up. It makes me happy. And if you, if you can't give a thumbs up, please give me a message to let me know what you think I could do better, because I'm always interested in that too. Okay, I'm going to cut these squares out. And I think I'm going to try to see if I can get a little gold edge on them, maybe. I think that might be just a fun touch. We'll see. They'd look really good just like this, but it might be fun to see if we can get a little gold edge on them also. Thank you, Mary. Yes, I would agree. And if you're not already a subscriber, and I know most of you who are chatting are, but if you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button because you never have to miss a session. It will remind you about upcoming sessions when we're doing all kinds of things. That's particularly helpful when we do something kind of a surprise thing like this Friday night thing that we did. And those that tuned in got some remarkable opportunities to purchase some really deep discounts and first choice at those. So subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and you too can have those opportunities. Okay, I want to know, let's see how much room I have. It's a little bit longer, so I should have a little extra room. I don't have any too much room though. I'm going to put, I am going to try putting just a little bit of gold around those and see what happens. I don't know. We'll see. As soon as I figure out what I did with the gold mirror board that I had sitting here. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, I have another sheet. It just always bugs me when oh, there it is. It's on the trimmer. Can you guys see where you're going to be able to get 20 or more cards out of this kit? There is a lot of potential in this kit, just so much. Betty Gussel sleepwalked and vacuumed the floor one night. You want to come and sleepwalk at my house, Betty? Okay, I think I'm going to just do these by hand. I'm just going to put just the tiniest. She was about 12 at the time. Her mom was not impressed. Oh, yeah, that makes all the difference. Putting a little bit of gold under there, that's good. Annette said she had a big fever one night. She went to bed and was talking to James about flowers. And the next day, she doesn't know a thing about it. He said he got her into bed. Oh. Okay. So you guys have heard my Valentine story. Do you guys have some good Valentine story? I heard somebody say they got married on Valentine's Day. That's very cool. Was that Mirri? That was, oh, that's very cool to be able to celebrate your anniversary on Valentine's Day. I got that one on there crooked, guys. Taking it off, putting it back on. Hopefully I didn't bend it. That's very cool. Any other good Valentine stories? How did you decide to get married on Valentine's Day, Mirri? That's very romantic. How did your husband propose? I'd like to hear proposal stories. Tell me about your proposals. Anybody? Anybody got a good proposal story? James brought me a life-size teddy bear. Brought it up to my job. Roses were delivered in candy. The ladies at my job asked if he had any brothers. Oh, I like that one. That's beautiful. I'm feeling inspired by your suggestion, Roberta. I think I'm going to have to put some gold line stickers between some of my colors here. I think that would be beautiful to kind of tie in this gold a little bit. And then I need to figure out how to work in a sentiment. I might use just 3 of these. How'd some of the other proposals happen? Oh, and now every year you get a stuffed animal. That's very sweet. Got a little bit of adhesive showing here. I'm going to try and push it back with my nail. Sometimes when you get that tape going over the edge, you get those little adhesive lines. I don't like it when I do that. Okay. All right. I like Roberta's suggestion of some fine line stickers. That's what I'm going to use. We have stickers out there that are just straight lines, and I think some straight line stickers could give this just a little bit of extra pizzazz. Let's just try that and see what we get. Just a little extra pizzazz. There it goes. On our second date, James took me to dinner and took my napkin and wrote, "Oh, will you marry me?" Oh, wow. Okay, Mary R. He had hit it around a bit, and then he surprised me with a ring when it was least expected. He gave me a half dozen roses and popped the question. Was he down on one knee, Mary? Was he on one knee? I'm picturing this. This is a beautiful scene. We've been together for 24 years as Valentines. Beautiful, Roberta. Hi, Thelma. How are you, friend? We've been being quite creative here today. We are just designing on the fly and having fun. This is our last card we're going to make here. And we're just doing some just fun, interesting things. I like that addition of the thin line sticker, Roberta. That was a good suggestion. Because look here. Look what that did for that. Isn't that nice? I like that a lot. I might even use one more, although I do like just that touch too. Now I need to find a way to work in a sentiment, and in the next 5 minutes, Bryce says, this special day with love, wishing you happiness. Wishing you happiness is cool. That's a nice one. I have a whole sheet of sentiments here, and there were some really good ones. Come on. I can't pick it up. There we go. Okay. Huh?
What's that right there?
Where?
That different wrong color.
This one? I might use those. I just wanted to see the printed ones too, because we hadn't used any of those yet. So I thought maybe I'd use a printed one. I was thinking maybe a little bit longer one, but I wanted something to kind of change the angle. Here we go. I want something to kind of break up my lines a little bit. Friend, bride-to-be, son-in-law, niece, daughter, sister-in-law.
Danielle has a story.
What's that? What? Oh, Danielle. My husband had a bear in a box, and when I opened the box, he had a ring in the bear's hand. He was beside me on his knee when he proposed. That is so good. Ah, ah. Told me our first date when we ordered a sandwich with no tomatoes. I knew I was the right girl for him. I love that. I love that. Okay, let's see. Hugs and kisses. Congratulations. I love you more every day. All right. I'm going to cut a couple of these out and try them. Sister-in-law. All of your wishes come true. And sister. Thank you for all you do. That's actually kind of an interesting one in a Valentine collection. Nice color. Oh. Okay. This could be fun. Let's see what we get. Annie off a sticker there trying to make an appearance. Okay. I have that. I have that. Cutting the little extra bit of white off. Oh, still have a little. Okay. This is a super duper rich collection, guys. If you have tuned in since I showed you the supplies, there are so many pieces of paper and so many beautiful images. You could get, I don't know, so many cards, 20, 25, easy out of this collection. I'm sure of it. Good night, Betty. Okay. This time I'm going to tuck that tape into under so I don't get that little bit of tape residue on there. I'm going to border this thank you for all you do. I like the way that fits. Okay. Let's see what else we want to do here. I'm liking this a lot. I like the little touches of gold. I like the satin ribbon showing. I do like the thank you for all you do there, I think. What do you think, honey? Am I done? You think it's done? Maybe a little stickles, and I do think maybe we're done. Let's put some foam squares under and attach these down. There are so many beautiful pieces left in this kit. I feel almost guilty stopping, but I tell you what I think I might do. On Thursday, we're going to do our final round of Valentines, and I picked out a set of toppers out of our Valentine's material, and I pulled all of the supply out of the store. Sorry, guys, I have them all. So you can't buy this one separately. But I'm thinking I might use the same paper collection because there's so much paper left here and so many beautiful choices. I'm not going to say for sure I'm going to do it because I haven't started them yet. Well, I have started them. I'll show you the toppers I'm going to use. But I haven't decided for sure what's going to go with them yet. But I think I might use the same paper collection since there's so much beautiful paper and just add these and any embellishments as a add-on to this kit. It'll be like paper boutique kit 1. This will be kit 1. And then I might just add on 3 more cards Thursday night to this collection, and it'll just be the cards and then the toppers and any embellishments that I use. So Thursday's kit should be very inexpensive. That's where I'm thinking I'm going. Haven't designed the cards yet, but that's what I think I want to do. And I will show you the toppers I'm going to use. I also want to show you a final glance at what we've done today, because what we've done today is beautiful. We have so much material left. Put a bow on it and call it done. I don't know where there's going to be room for a bow, Roberta. I was reading your comment and peeled off my sticker. Every 10 years, it gets you a new ring. Wow, that's beautiful. I was in Virginia. Had his sister take him to get me a ring this past. Oh, wow. I do like the fact that in these little tiny squares, all the arrangements of the roses on here are slightly different. That's neat. I have a rose facing right, I have a rose facing left, and I have a rose facing center. And then 2 of the little squares have roses off to the side also. Let's put little stickles on it. Left my bottle open again. See, all this time I spend clearing my glue bottle. It's because I leave it open all the time. I get the cap back on my stickles. I don't know why I don't get the cap back on my. I don't know why I don't get the cap on my glue bottle. Let's soften this up. This glitter should soften our design a little bit. Ooh, I like that. Wow, sir, that's beautiful. Okay, this is a risk. I'm going to try it. I'm going to. It was a risk worth taking. All right, here we go. Can you back up just a tiny, oops, not that much, a little more. There we go. The little soft line around my roses really softened it up, as did the glitter on the word thank you. You guys think I need a bow? I hear you saying you think you need a bow. Yeah, the stickles on the words look beautiful. I could do more stickles on the roses. I don't think I'm going to put a bow on it, guys. I think, first of all, I don't have a place that it works well. And secondly, I think the stickles accomplish what the bow was going to do, which was soften up the lines a little bit. Sometimes you just have to quit. And that's what we're going to do on this one. I love the way that the gold lines off to the side balance the gold of the frames around the roses. I like the way the gold on the thank you balances with the others. I do like the kind of geometric pattern, but then I like breaking that up with the stickles and really softening the impression. I am liking it very much. Okay, so that one's done. Let's take a look at what we have accomplished in our time together today. A lot. We have done a lot between the designs we started with and the ones that we have now. We're going to have, about 7 cards, I think, so far. And then potentially we may add some additional card designs on Thursday. Hard to get enough room to move. I got to get rid of all my scraps, at least a few of them. On Thursday, we may continue with this same paper pack so that we can use more of our beautiful papers. I'd love to give you lots of potential, but I don't want you to leave our class kits feeling like you have just so much material left that you have to use, that we're adding too much to your stash. So here's our last one. We have this one. Our last one. That was beautiful. That was fun to do. Here's another that we've done today. We lined that with the extra piece of paper. I love the way that turned out with the always and forever. Here is another one we did with the always and forever. I have some wet stickles on some of these, so I'm trying to be careful. Okay, then I have these three that we came in with. Here's that Always and Forever frame cut from sepia, layered, the two of them layered side by side, and then backed with mirror board. Let's put this here. Here is one that's got crocheted lace and those pretty vines. Of course, the 3D sheet will be in your kit. Here's another done from our kit. So we have actually quite a lot of variety in what we have here. You can see how the Victorian images just worked beautifully on these layered pieces too. Okay, let's talk about what we still have in our kit. And let me show you the toppers I'm going to use on, let's see, that one's not dry, that one's dry. Got to make sure I'm not stacking anything that's not dry. That one's fine. This one's wet. This one's wet. Okay, I want to show you what we have left in our kit. Okay, we have gold Mirri. You're going to get as many Valentines as you need to finish the cards that we've done so far. You're going to get a whole sheet of these. This is the vines that are the transparent glitter silver. You're going to get cards and envelopes, of course, for all the cards that we have designed in this set. This is just what's left. You're going to get these. I had one of these left. I have all of these, which are just going to be great to have on hand. We have all these sentiments. We have some solids. We have some dots. We have these A4 sheets left that are just beautiful. Some of these would also be really fun when we finish up with our actual designing, to use some of these sheets to line our cards. Look at that beautiful rose paper left. And we have these punch outs left in cardstock. We have a half sheet of this left. We have some more of this lace I loved. We have a solid. We have this one left. It's just almost a pre-designed card just waiting for you there. We have a couple more of these punch outs in cardstock. Remember how pretty it looked to take that cardstock and just put a little gold circle behind it. We have this beautiful Victorian style paper. We have all of these borders. We have all of these toppers. We have all of these sentiments. You have this tone on tone paper. We have more of the XO. We have more tone on tone. We have more dots. We have more of these beautiful rose sheets and scraps. Don't throw your scraps till you're done, because you've seen we use some of those little strips. Here's some more solids in a variety of pink tones. Here's some deep sepia. Here's a beautiful lacy piece. Another one just almost ready to make. Just cover your card. Here's a lighter sepia tone. We have this rose left. We have this beautiful strip that I looked at. I mean, look how pretty that'd be. Just put it on an A6 and decorate it up. And we have 4 more. This is all left after we did 7 cards, guys. Wow. Let me show you the toppers I have in mind to do for Thursday. These were from hot off the press. I've already layered them up. and I decided to make a separate kit out of this. These are a Dufex style. You will not find these in the Valentine's sale because I took the ones that we had for the kits, but this is one of the toppers that we'll use for Thursday. This is one of the toppers we will use for Thursday. And I think these would be very striking together with the papers we've been using. And then here's a beautiful Valentine heart with red and black. So these 3 cards are going to be done on Thursday, and then each of those cards have some little accent pieces too that I'm sure we'll use in some way on our cards. Some more little Dufex pieces that we have left over from our topper set. So I'm sure that we're going to use those in some way in our cards on Thursday. So I think we'll use the background papers we were just using, and then we'll have these magnificent little toppers. Aren't they beautiful? You won't find these in the Valentine's sale because I scalped them, but they're made in a Dufex material too. In fact, they are made by Dufex, I believe, for hot off the press. This is an older set. You probably wouldn't find it anywhere at this point, would be my guess, because it has been around for a while. But they're beautiful. So I'm thinking that we're going to make a kit A and a kit B. Kit B is going to be very inexpensive because it'll just have this topper sheet plus anything new that I add to the kit. This will be in Thursday's kit. We're going to have a Paper Boutique Valentine's Kit A, which is all of this. And then I'm going to use some more of that material on Thursday to make these other beautiful cards, because I think we could do some gorgeous things by just combining some of these beautiful papers we have left. There's just so much here. By combining some of these beautiful papers with some of these, with these wonderful toppers, and I'm sure that we can do some fun stuff. So that's my thinking at this point anyway. I know we'll use these toppers, and I believe we'll use some of this paper. Okay, so this is coming up on Thursday. I reminded you in the beginning, but I want to remind you again that last Saturday's classes kit is now out there. Not only is it out there, is it out there, but it is in our Valentine's sale. This is your tattered lace, issue 88. Oops, got a little foam square. I'm missing a piece. Oops. Well, I'll take that off for now. I lost a piece of my topper out there, just scooting these over each other. But this is our Valentine's set from Tattered Lace set 88. You get the embossing folder, you get the die to create this arch, you get the Happy Valentine stickers, you get the circles pre-cut, you get the ribbon, you get the 350 GSM card. So you get a die, you get the embossing folder and the supplies. The set also includes this beautiful little bird. It includes the crocheted lace, it includes the satin, it includes the background papers. I printed one of the download papers so that you could see how beautifully they make up, and this teal color is going to be included in your kit. And you get 3 sheets of additional papers in addition to the pre-printed papers and the die and the embossing folder with the magazine and ideas. You'll have the supplies, including the pearls, to make 5 cards, and you will be able to do an infinite number of cards in total with this, because you can print your own background papers to cut with your dies, your charisma with the free download from Tattered Lace. So again, you get the magazine, the embossing folder, the dies, you get the cards, the mirror board, you get the ribbons and the crocheted lace, you get the stickers, you get the nail heads and the pearls, you get pre-cut circles, and extra prints, and it comes with like 16 prints. So it's an amazing kit. We put a retail on it of $26.95, which was fabulous. And then we stuck it in our 20% off sale. So it's just a little over $20 for everything I just described to you. So you are going to love it. Well, the Paper Boutique, it's a Puppy's Life kit, 8x8, matched the colors from our kit today. I do not know, Mirri. I haven't looked that much at the Puppy's Life. If it has some pinks and roses in it, I'm thinking it would, because that tends to be their color palette. You know, these manufacturers tend to use certain kinds of colors, but I have not looked at it to know for sure. Are there any other questions? Any questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom? Anything at all from you guys out there? Any questions? I'll get a newsletter out to you. I will link to today's video. I will link to last week's video. I will put the card kits from last week out there. It'll be Thursday before you have this card kit for today. And I will also link a few of the extra Valentine's sale items for you so you can see that again. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't done it yet, guys. I sure appreciate it when you do that. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You don't want to miss anything that we're doing. And let me just take Valentine's Day to once again say I love you guys. You guys are such fun to hang out with. I really appreciate you every day, but especially at Valentine's Day. And we will see you on Wednesday for What's New Wednesday. Believe it or not, we still have new stuff coming in. So we will see what's new, and we will check in, see how everybody's doing. For now, I'm going to say good night, Gracie.